In a land of sunshine where the palm trees sway, there's a special show to brighten up your day. From rockin' festivals to Broadway dreams, tune in with Bonnie G. It's a desert scene, the desert scene with Bonnie G. Meet the stars and feel the beat. From the Coachella Valley is the place to be, for all the culture, fun, and harmony. The desert scene, yeah, with Bonnie G.
Mutual Broadcasting welcomes you to the Desert Scene, featuring conversations with the people who make culture, art, and entertainment happen in the Coachella Valley. From local theater to live music, art exhibits to cinema and beyond. Now, here is your host, Bonnie G.
Welcome to the Desert Scene, everyone. So happy to have you here, and very happy to welcome to the show today Erin Hyland, who is the Recruitment Coordinator for the Read With Me volunteer program here in the desert. Hi, Erin. How are you?
Wonderful. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So sounds like such a wonderful program. Tell us how it started and what you do and how you got involved.
I'd love to. So it's been around over 20 years, and it started with our founders, Clay and Roberta Klein, who saw a need for English language tutors, especially in the eastern Coachella Valley. We have really large class sizes and a lot of parents with those students who aren't able to tutor their own kids at home, right? They can't help them with their homework. They can't help them with a lot of the things that they need since they don't have those skills themselves or they're working two jobs. So they started busing volunteers over, starting at Mecca Elementary School, which still happens today, several days a week. And now we are up to 24 elementary schools where we have over 400 tutors, volunteers weekly that go into classrooms to help children learn to read. And it is so much fun. We say tutor, but usually the kids are reading to us. We're not reading to them. That's why it's called Read With Me. And we're in all three school districts here: Palm Springs Unified, Coachella Valley Unified, and Desert Sands Unified School District. And we are so popular that we have a need for at least 200 more volunteers. That's how many teachers would like us in their classrooms.
Wow. So tell us about how a particular session works. And so the kids, did they read something that they've been given beforehand, or they just have something here, read this cold, or how does that work?
Well, there's a lot of autonomy with the teachers. So we really partner with the teachers to see what their needs are. So they could have a specific lesson plan they're working on. It could be butterflies this week, or it could be conservation and Earth Day. And so it goes along with whatever their lesson plans are. Mm-hmm. We augment that. We also have books that we distribute, over 100,000 this year, that we've been gifted through grants and publishers. So every child in our program not only gets to read in the classroom, but gets libraries of books to take home with them to share with their families and siblings and schoolmates.
Yeah, I was reading about that. Now, that happens twice a year, the big book giveaway. Is that correct?
Yes, but we partner with all sorts of nonprofits, so it's actually year-round. We do the book distribution twice, and it's like a book fair. If you remember those old Scholastic book fairs back in my day, back in the 1900s, as the kids would tell me, and you would get to go in and buy a book. Well, we do that for all the children, and no purchase needed. Everybody leaves with 2 books. We do that twice a year. But then we also partner with Find Food Bank, Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, the Foster Care System, Olive Crest, and so many other partners and the NICUs to make sure that they all have books they need. Our goal is to get books into the hands of as many kids as possible. And I like to say books don't run out of batteries.
Yeah. And how many kids, does it vary a lot? How many kids are involved per school when you go in and do these programs?
Like it said, it's volunteer based. So we have so many teachers that would like us in their classroom, but we don't have enough volunteers currently. And so it's usually one-on-one or one-on-two at small groups, volunteer per kids. But we have some incredible volunteers that love it and find so much joy that they might do 1 or 2 classrooms a week. They might go to a school and do, a 10 a.m. with 4th graders and then an 11 a.m. with pre-K. And so we are amenable to that. Every hour of every school day, we can place a volunteer, and then we even do after school reading programs too.
Do you have any kind of statistics as to how successful this program is in regards to the kids improving their reading skills?
We do. And that was one of the best parts of partnering with our Riverside County Office of Education. They've seen the value in our program and they back it for us. Up to 60% improvement in their English language language learning, reading, writing, and retention from having a one-on-one volunteer with them. And that just goes to show you the power of volunteering. These teachers, want to do one-on-one time, but if you have 30, 40 students, it's just not possible. And so these kids know that the volunteer is there for them. They're there because they want to be. They're not paid. They're spending time. They're asking questions. They're instilling confidence, and just such a wonderful bond that our volunteers form with each of these children. And so 66%.
And is there a lot of excitement from the kids and also their parents about this program?
Oh my goodness. I've had the pleasure of shadowing some of our volunteers before I came onto staff, and it is, my goodness, Mr. Biz here. And they're so excited. And the teachers are relieved too, right? Because it takes a little time off them. Maybe this group of children really needed some more one-on-one time, and it frees the teacher up to teach to the rest of the class or work on a different lesson. But I'd say it's equal excitement between the students and the teachers. The parents are so grateful. A lot of these parents are working 2 jobs or have multiple kids or aren't able with their work schedule to be home to do the homework, or maybe they don't understand the homework themselves. Adult literacy is very low in our area. And so the fact that there are these wonderful gifts of humans there to help these kids get ahead, as we like to say, readers are leaders, and instilling it early really just changes the trajectory of the entire family, not just the child that we tutor.
So did you start out as a volunteer reader? How did you get involved in the program?
Yes. So I've known about Read With Me for quite a while. And I'm lucky enough to have been on the board of leadership Coachella Valley with our now executive director, Sean Webb. So the more I learned about Read With Me, the more I wanted to get involved. And then when they had a position open to come onto staff, I was more than excited to, because it's really easy to talk about and share a program that you believe in, you've been a part of, and that you see it in action.
Yeah. And so how many, you need a lot of volunteers at this point? You have a big need?
We do. We've done over 14,000 hours of volunteering already. But like I said, we'd have at least 200 more teachers that would like volunteers in their classrooms. And we are everywhere in the Coachella Valley, from the Salton Sea all the way up to Desert Hot Springs. And we have schools everywhere in between. Our biggest need is currently in the Coachella Valley Unified School District. And they had a lot of layoffs due to budget cuts last year. And unfortunately, a lot of those teachers were gone. Class sizes went up. And so the one-on-one help is especially needed there. But one of the unique, I should say, attributes of Read With Me is that we are happy to provide transportation. So say you get a group of 3 or 4 volunteers that live at your country club or your community or your senior center. We send transportation to and from to make sure that you get to and from the school. So there's no barrier to entry. So we want people of all ages and all socioeconomic backgrounds and statuses to be able to volunteer. If you just have 1 hour a week, we can change your life and that of the students.
I was just going to ask, so you don't have to be a teacher to volunteer?
Absolutely not. We have people that are in finance. We have people that are artists. We have people that we're stay-at-home moms. I mean, everybody has a gift, and everybody that's willing to connect with the children. It's just such a wonderful opportunity. I'm a communications major, but honestly, the kids ask me most about dog rescue. They want to know which dogs I have at home that day. They want to know what's going on. The kids are just so excited to have a positive influence of a positive role model with an adult in their life. They really look forward to seeing you. And we only ask for 8 sessions a year. So you can be a snowbird, you can be part-time, you can have a cruise planned, you can have pickleball every other Tuesday and volunteer every other Tuesday on that. We make it really easy and accessible.
That's great. Okay, a couple other questions about being a volunteer. Is there a brief training program of some kind?
We do training, and if you want to shadow a volunteer before going in, we're happy to connect that as well. And then there's a bit of a process. The school, to keep the children safe, we have to make sure that you're fingerprinted. They say live scan is the term they use, and then a tuberculosis test. And then we get you in the classroom with some training, and off you go. Yeah. And the teachers provide some too. So each teacher does a little differently. Obviously, the TK kids that are, 4 and 5 years old, we might do a little bit different kind of training reading than we would with the 5th and 6th graders.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to help become a volunteer or donate, I'm guessing you take donations as well. Well, how would they do that?
Both of those make the world go round for us. So the easiest way is to go to our website. It's readwithmevolunteer.org. We have a beautiful new website that just launched, and you just click volunteer here. You fill out the application. We call you. We discuss which area you want to volunteer in. We talk about what the needs are, what days of the week work for you, what area you want to be in, maybe what grade level, maybe 10-year-olds are your sweet spot, or maybe you really like the young ones. And so whatever works for you, we make that happen. And we connect with you as soon as you fill out that volunteer form. You can also donate there as well. And we're so appreciative of both because we need both to make it work. Like tomorrow we have 500 children coming to an event we're calling Literacy University. That's being held at the UCR Palm Desert campus. And it's just reading and fun activities all day that augment that an entire Saturday for parents to be able to bring their children to and just up level their learning and their love for reading with us.
And that kind of event, do you do those like once or twice a year? A big event?
This year, we are hoping to do them more often. It's with the ELOP program, the expanded learning for some of the school districts said, hey, they see a need as well. A lot of children on average are about 2 years behind their grade reading level currently. So they want us more than ever to dive in and help get those children back up to their grade level. And so special things like this really help. So we're doing an activity that brings it all together. We could be, reading a book about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and then we're making a sandwich, and then you're eating a sandwich. We make it really fun.
Interactive for them. Yeah.
Yes. And some children learn by doing. Some children learn by reading. We try to make sure that all different types of learning happen.
I mean, this is so important because I know that it makes just common sense. You have to be able to read well to continue with life education, get a decent job, and be just a productive person in society. It's so important.
It helps socially as well. One of the little guys I volunteered with, he came home and he said, oh, I take these books and I go home and read them to my siblings, and I've been working with my parents. Or he'll say, Miss Erin, I helped my mom fill out a job application.
Isn't that great? Yeah.
Heartwarming. So these tentacles and these ripples that we're creating with instilling the love of reading just reaches so far beyond. It goes into the families, and it changes so much more than just the student you tutor.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for that. This is such a wonderful program. And these days we need to hear some good news. And this is some good news about people and helping kids thrive and do better. Erin Hyland, Recruitment Coordinator with the Read With Me volunteer programs. Thank you so much for the work that you do, the whole program. I think I might look into becoming a volunteer, really, thinking about that.
We'd love to have you.
But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you. The rest of you, will see you the next time on The Desert Scene.
The Desert Scene with Bonnie G. Meet the stars and feel the beat. From the Coachella Valley, it's the place to be. For all the culture, fun, and harmony. The Desert Scene, yeah, with Bonnie G. The Desert Scene's where you belong with Mutual Broadcasting's Bonnie G. Just sing along. Just sing along.